we have come to the end of this module. By now, you will have everything that you need to know in terms of the basics on how to create your first funnel and how to basically publish that. So let's recap everything that we look for. So we were able to set up ClickFunnels, both domains and emails campaigns. We were able to look the different steps, how to create funnels, how to create pages, how the different elements work inside a page, and how can you use them to create your own designs. And remember, you can funnel hack a competitor or an industry that is very similar to yours, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Or you can also use any of the templates as we saw it over there. We went a little bit more in terms of how you can send emails, a little bit on automation, some of the settings, right? So once you have everything and you say, hey, my funnel is ready to be launched, we're gonna go to this launch checklist and we click over here. And in here, that's when we want to make sure that, hey, we have all the steps in our funnel. We have our custom email address that is already saved, is secured. We did already all of that. We can add an email integration as optional in the order. That's where, if you look at the previous video, if you don't have Actionetics, that's when you can do that integration. I'll prefer not to do it. That's why we don't have this one over here. I prefer to use the automation because it will be easier to manage your campaigns. We already have our setup, processing, and we already have our products, although in our orders. We never set up any products in our OTO. That's why I say, hey, you're missing those ones. So that's why I really like this launch checklist. It's a quick check. It's not on everything, but at least on the essential parts. So we know that we don't have products over here. That's fine for this occasion. Now, the next thing that you want to test is, if your emails are working, right? So you can just come over here. They tell you what's your site. Just click over here. I prefer to open this on an incognito window because in the same window that you're working right now, probably you already preview it a few times and everything, things get saved there, gets cached. So we want to make sure that, hey, we're working with a clean environment and making sure nothing breaks. And that's basically what you're going to have to do. Just come over here and try to break your own funnel. Let's say, for example, hey, if someone comes over here and add their email address here, right? ClickFunnels for beginners.com, right? And then click over here. They should receive an email, right? And then it should go to the next page. The next page is our order page, right? And then in our order page, we have, okay, we can go over here. You can put your address and everything, put your credit card number. Now, here's where a lot of people say, well, I don't want to, buy my own product sort of thing. I mean, like, I don't want to use my credit card, right? So that's when you can do over here. Let's go to order. And remember, we have over here our products and everything. So in order to do a testing with a Stripe, you come over here to settings. And over here, remember that we click over here to set up our Stripe account last time? Well, here you have this test mode. And basically it's just like a button that you can just scroll on and off. So I say, yes, I want to be on test mode. And here it tells you this is the credit card that you should be using, and then any other number, it doesn't matter. That's basically the testing credit card that you can use. And then basically click save, and you will receive also an alert here saying that, hey, right now you're only using test cards only. So when we come over here, let me refresh this page. Oh, it didn't work because I already did the entire funnel. I have to start again from here. So that's why I mentioned when it gets cached. You see, you already have, like for example, this information is already cached now that I input it over there. That's why you want to start from a new session, a new window, usually an incognito window. And over here you see, you said warning, test card is enabled. So let's select this one over here, right? We're buying, let's say, the $5. Let's put an address. Let's say it's in Portland. I live in Portland, and Oregon, and I think the zip code is something like that. It's in the US. Now, I don't know if you see this one. This one is for Apple Pay. Sorry, this one is for Google Pay because I'm using Chrome, so they can know that, hey, you can pay now. Now over here, I'm not gonna do anything with that. I will have another video explaining Apple Pay and Google Pay, or some people call it also Android Pay. It's basically the same thing, and how you can take advantage of that. Right now it's enabled, so that's why it's appearing over here, but I'm not gonna do anything there. You can put the credit card number that we tested, right? It will be this credit card number. You can put any CCV code and any day in the future. And let's say I just want to test this one. I don't want to test just with the one-time offer. So click here to sign up. Basically that should be fine, and go to the next page, right? So remember, that next page will be our OTO. Well, I cannot do anything over here. We don't have a product, so this is where it will end. But here's how I will explain you. How ClickFunnels have been designed is that you see in the first page, I already put my credit card information. So that means if you have another offer in another page, you don't have to enter your credit card information again. All of that is already saved on that session. So the person just have to click here, and it automatically will be charged to their credit card information, because they already put that information there. So that's the great thing of ClickFunnels, because the hardest thing for a customer is to have the first yes. It's like, just put yourself as a customer. The first thing that you have to do is you have to pull your credit card and enter the information. And not many people wants to do that. It's just a takes of time, and then it make you think 2 or 3 times, hey, do I really want this thing? But now that you make it simple of saying, hey, this is my great offer, it's just one time, you will get this, do, and that for only $17 or any number that you have. Just click over here and add it to my order, or upgrade my order, right? So they just have to click here. You don't have to put much thought. You already sold. You already put your credit card inside there. So I'm not gonna go more in detail in that. Right now we're just checking on how you can test your funnel. So that will be everything in terms of payments. I'm not gonna continue because we don't have anything there, but that's where you should be testing everything. Basically, you have to go over there step by step on each product and test all that information. Now, the other thing that I want to go over here is, in here we also have another plan that is, let me show you. We have different products, right? And we have this one that is a subscription. Remember when we did the subscription, we had to set up that subscription in a Stripe, right? Well, the Stripe was working with a live account. It was not on a test account. So let me show you how you can do a test account in a Stripe. So when you look for a subscription, it will also work. So let me explain you first the error that we will get if you don't do that. So let's say we come over here, right? And the person enters the information here and click submit, and then it comes over here, right? And let's say they select the subscription. Remember, we are on the testing environment, right? So we put over here the credit card number, information here, something in the future, all of that is there. Perfect. Click sign up. And here it goes, right? It comes back over here. It says that this plan doesn't exist. Why is that? Because the subscription that we created in Stripe was on a live account in Stripe. So what we have to do, we have to create the same subscription, the same plan number in Stripe, but using their test mode. So I'm gonna show you here in the next video how to do that. Okay, so remember when we set up our Stripe account, we went over there to the products and we created a subscription, which is this one, right? But all of this is in the live environment. Now, how can we do it in test environment? So I'm gonna open it here in a new tab, and it's really easy. You just have to click this tab that says view test data. And that's basically, now you see test data, you're now in test environment inside Stripe. And you see over here, now we don't have any products. So we used to have a product here because it's the live environment. We don't have products here in the test data. So we're gonna have to replicate this one, and we have to use the same information, right? So let's come over here and create a product, and let's put the product name. So our product name is water bottle subscription, right? And we put that one there, and then we say create a product. And then we pick the plan name. So here's the plan, right? So it was called monthly water. And then we have to put the ID, because the plan ID have to match in both production environment and testing environment. Before we just keep it there, that's why it was optional. And then basically was everything else, right? So this one was for $24.99 per month, and we didn't make any changes. Add pricing to the plan. And that's basically everything. Now you have that in testing environment. Let's come over here now to our other dashboard. Let's see what it was. Here, right? So let's come over here and let's try it again. Remember at the beginning we had an error. Now let's come over here, let's submit this information. Let's copy this credit card number. And let's say we want the subscription, right? And let's put the credit card number here, 123, and a future date. Click here to sign up. And let's take a look what happened. Just take a few minutes. Perfect. It basically processed, and now we're on the next page. So that's how you're able to test a subscription. I know it takes a little bit longer than if you were to test a one-time offer, a one-time payment, but that's how everything will be done. And that concludes everything in this section, where we're gonna just go and test everything that you have over there, put all your information, look that you're receiving emails, look like the payment is going. Actually, to know that the payment is even going, just come over here, and we're in test mode. So when you come here to payments, you can even see over here the first one. That's the one that I just bought it right now, the $24.99. So over here in test data, you can also see everything that's been processed, and now you know that, hey, it actually worked. I hope the best in your first funnel. Definitely don't forget to join our Facebook group. If you have like any questions, I'll try to answer them. Of course, outside of your Facebook group, you also have other resources like the ClickFunnels group. You have more experts over there. You can just ask any question, and definitely I will try to reach out too. It's just that sometimes I have too many things, or I may be missing messages or anything, but I'll try my best to always be active there. And if you have any specific questions, I will try to answer them. Of course, this is just the quick and go section. We're gonna go in the next one, where we're gonna explain a little bit more what the buttons, how the buttons work. We're gonna explain a little bit more about CSS, how to format your different pages. We're gonna talk a little bit more about email sequencing, email campaigns. We're gonna talk a little bit more about other payment methods. We're gonna talk a little bit more about advanced features that we didn't explain over here, and so on. So you have other modules still to look for. This is the quick and fast way to have your first funnel up and running with almost no time, and I hope you the best on this journey.